Do. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 18th. And today we hear from Pavel. We have the market close tomorrow, and then we have OPEX on Friday. So it'll be a jam-packed couple of days. And we did get the jobless claims. So quick look here at the futures. And a little bit of green. Got the NQ up about 10th of 1%. S&P futures up a little bit. Gold is flat. Bitcoin down a touch. I don't have big expectations as far as big directional move either way, until we get through Powell. The fact the market is closed tomorrow makes it a little bit more interesting. But all right, guys, so a couple things for you here. Let's go take a look at the spreadsheet. And what kind of market are we working with? So right now, things are bullish neutral. And what that means is your weekly charts are still awesome. You got good-looking weekly charts, good-looking daily time frames. If we look at the cash QQQ, for example, what bullish neutral means right now, good looking weekly time frame, good looking daily time frame. But then you go look at your 1 hour, your 30 minute, your 15 minute. They've all gotten pretty neutral. Not overly bullish, not overly bearish. No 30-minute sell signal, no hourly sell signal. Good looking daily chart with neutral everything else. And then cash S&Ps. Like I mentioned in the video last night, I love that daily chart. We got 13 points at a 15, all of the trend criteria, the structure, momentum. And then better yet, you're not too far from that 21 EMA buy zone. But I want to buy that good-looking daily chart when I have a 15-minute buy trigger, a 30-minute, a little bit more action there from the ground up. So that's right now what bullish neutral means. Look at the monthly charts, they're bullish. Look at the weekly and your daily charts, they're bullish. And again, it's not as if you have bearish 15-minute bearish hourly charts. They're just a little quiet for now. And then looking at the sectors here, silver. I don't enjoy trading silver, but could be a me thing. Silver is very strong here with 98% of its best score. Then in second place, you got the ARK ETF, which frankly I haven't been watching too much here. The Cathy Wood basket. Let's go take a quick peek at ARK though. So no daily squeeze, no weekly squeeze, no hourly squeeze. That being said, though, it looks pretty bullish. 13 points, the trend, the structure. So one thing we could look at would be, let's jump over here to etfdb.com. And hey, if the ARK is the strongest ETF right now except silver, we might want to take the ETF. So ARK, and then pop up in the hood, see who's looking good, who's neutral. Maybe find a couple of gems here. So holdings for the ARK. And you've got the Tesla's, Roku, Coinbase, Roblox, CRCL, TEM. I do like Palantir. I do like Shopify. You got the Hood, AMD, Amazon, and a few more. So if we look at maybe Coinbase here, I wouldn't call it a bad setup. I wouldn't call it a great setup. To me, right now, a great setup is J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs. They got the daily squeeze. They got the white arrow. Perfect score of 15. But jumping back to coin here, we are long right now with a 250, 240 put credit spread. But anything better in the ARK? Let's go take a look at Roblox. Oh, wow. That's a nice move. She goes from $50 and change to 100 and change without even a pullback to your 21 EMA. Very strong. All right, a few more here. What about, I think I like TEM. That's not too bad. And then Palantir. There's a nice 2-day squeeze here for Palantir. But point being, 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks down the road, if you keep on having arc in your top 2, 3, 4, 5 strongest names, you look for a few of those arc holdings to try to outperform. All right, and then from there you got the SMH, the XLK, gold, the Big Ten basket. So all these guys look pretty good. And then industrials neutral, Bitcoin neutral. The bad boys would be healthcare, biotech, transports, XLP, and real estate. And then as far as the Big Ten basket goes, I'm a fan of all involved except Tesla's not even too bad. It's really Apple right now. You got Microsoft at 82% of its best score. You got Meta at 82%, TSM at 76. So I'm liking that one. I like that one. I like Nvidia. Uh, Brand new daily squeeze for Netflix. I like that one. Apple with a negative 75 could be a bit of a problem. All right, Apple's got a 3-day, a 2-day, a daily, and an hourly squeeze. And if we go look at the daily squeeze, it does lean in the favor of the bears. Negative 13, neutral trend, broken structure, the bear momentum. And then on the hourly Apple, pretty bearish, negative 13. Apple's a really big, really important, really heavily weighted name. So it could be a case of they take their daily squeeze, break it short. They're taking Apple back down to 190, 185. At that point, the huge question is, can anything else in the QQQ? It could be an Nvidia, could be a Microsoft, maybe a Meta, perhaps a Google, maybe an Amazon. Could any of the other heavily weighted Mag 7 names compensate for that kind of weakness in Apple? Or is it more so they take Apple down, QQQ getting a little weaker, Microsoft pulling back, Meta pulling back? We shall find out. I wouldn't want to buy it, but I think it'll be back in better standing. They can put a band-aid on it. 1 or 2 closes back above your daily 21 EMA. They try back here, they failed, they failed, they failed. They got 1 close back above it, right back below. So Apple remains an issue, but the one I like a lot here has got to be Netflix. But here's the thing: I don't have a buy trigger. We've got the compression part of the equation. Daily squeeze setting up a 4-hour squeeze with a 2-hour, a 1-hour, and a 30-minute squeeze. So now the goal would be, could any of the squeezes here end up like Crowd or Spotify from a signals perspective? All right, so here comes Crowd, daily squeeze, white arrow. Nice breakout, no issues. And then Spotify. It took her a while, but nice daily squeeze, white arrows. Break it out, pump it, nice push. So yeah, that'll kind of be the thing here. Could it be the 15-minute squeeze, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily? Where can we get the white arrow on the Netflix? At which point it can make for a great swing trade. Great structure, great trend. By far one of your stronger big tech names this year. But no trigger, no trade. Could end up like the Bitcoin weekly squeeze. You got really good structure, really good trend. You got your 21 EMA above the 50, stacked EMAs. If you're lacking momentum, it makes for a lot of back and forth chop. They're chopping, they're chopping, they're chopping. Then they get momentum, then the squeeze breaks out. So for Netflix on the daily time frame right now, it's a little bit of that picture. Beautiful trend, really good structure, stacked EMAs. From a momentum point of view, you got a little bit of a break there. But keeping an eye on that one, and then Nvidia, it's having a tough time getting through that 145. But if they can get it and keep it above that 145, I think you get a path towards that 150 call wall. Not too far above. And right now, NVIDIA has a 4-hour, 2-hour, 15-minute, 5-minute squeeze. The big boy here would be that 4-hour. But nobody's home on a 15-minute, no 5-minute buy signal, no 30, no 1. So it's a little bit like Netflix. You've got all the compression. 4-hour chart squeezing, building up the energy. 2-hour chart, 15-minute chart. We want to take compression, combine that with structure, trend, momentum. Then we can call for timing and direction. So I'm on standby for an NVIDIA trade. And then a few more here in the Big Ten. Meta's got a call wall at 700. And again, don't forget, we got OPEX on Friday. So it could be one of those cases where, they might want to make sure anybody holding a 700 call, 705, 710, 720 for this Friday's expiration, they might want to make sure they end up with a big old goose egg. And then you maybe get back here next week and it's a cleaner breakout. Let's go see this 4-hour squeeze. Good structure, good trend. Could be a path back to the all-time high if they can get momentum. So look back here. You got this nice 4-hour squeeze. All the trend criteria, all the structure criteria. But from the end of May until early June, you're lacking that momentum. So they pop it, they gap it down, they pop it, they chop it. Then you get the full shebang. Squeeze, momentum, trend, and structure. It gets a lot easier to trade at that point. Green candle, break it out, push. The easy stuff. But all right, there's a few things in the Big Ten. The bad would be Apple, the big bad Apple. And I think the good with patience could be NVIDIA on a path into 150. And then the multi-squeeze setup there for the Meta, or the Netflix, rather. But putting those guys aside, a few things I'm liking, frankly, a little bit more, would be a few of these fellas. Let me open it up here for you. All right, watching Crowd, watching Goldman, J.P. Morgan, DoorDash, Palantir, Johnny Deere, Hims, Coinbase, Shopify, and then I don't think I'm missing anything. Wouldn't be the first time. Let's go throw some Palo Alto on there. I'm not sure if Palo's got any fresh squeezes, but we're about to find out. Oh yeah. Palo Alto on the weekly, the 4-hour, and the 15-minute. And then what about ZS? All right, you got a few trying to get going for Zscaler. 4-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour, and the 30. But let's go look at a few of these. And I think the one we talked about back on Monday was JP Morgan. Kind of tough to tell by looking at it. But we sold this on Monday for about 45% profit, which is kind of nice considering, one, they never broke it out, and two, the squeeze hasn't fired. Which might mean I jump right back on the JP Morgan donkey. Squeeze setting up, got the white arrows. There's a call wall here at 270. I thought they might have gotten the job done on Monday's candle. Closes just above the call wall. But yeah, I like that setup. I like it for a 265 call for the July expiration. You want to get a little bit feistier, you go with 270, 275 call debit spread. I shall like it until you get one or two closes below your 21 EMA. So we're thinking about buying some JP Morgan again, and then Goldman. Till things change, equally as solid. Daily squeeze, white arrow, the trend, the structure. One thing that might make it a little better, or could be a little better, is the XLF itself. Oh, I can't type. The XLF itself. I think you tend to get your best trades when three different things line up. Right, you've got your signal and alignment in the market, S&Ps, QQQ, Dow Jones. You've got your signal and alignment in the stock. So this case, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. And then the third kicker would be you've got alignment and a signal in the index. I'm sorry, in the sector. So market, stock, sector. And yeah, the financials could be a little bit better. All right, I don't love your three closes below your 21. Uno, dos, and trace. I don't love your MACD shifting back below zero in a daily squeeze. I don't love neutral structure, neutral trend. I don't love a 1 hour sell signal, 30-minute, 15-minute. And yeah, JP Morgan Goldman could be so strong. They just take off and break out on their own. Probabilities wise, get the XLF back above 51 and change. Get a 30-minute buy signal coming through. Get a 1 hour buy signal coming through. Then it's a little bit more conducive of the breakout. But I'm watching JP, watching Goldman. Next up is let's go check out some Palo. My old pal, Palo. Now I wonder, did they pop the call wall? They've had a $200 call wall. Let's go to Spot Gamma. All right, Palo Alto. Not yet. Call wall at 200 and a put wall at 170. So what you would like to see here is they get a close above 200. And then that call wall pops into 210, 215. Then you look for a trade like Palantir from last week. So all of last week, Palantir had a call wall at 140. They give you a beautiful 30-minute squeeze down here around a $1.32. That kind of setup, that kind of target, it can make for a really nice trade. Squeeze, white arrow, all the signals. Jump in, buy it, play for a push towards that magnetic level. High of day on that candle was 140, and the high of day on that candle was 139.99. And I think they've since popped the call wall from 140 to 150. But anywho, point being on that one. And don't get me wrong, it looks awesome. Good looking daily chart. Got a really nice 4 hour squeeze setting up. A really nice 4 hour squeeze with a call wall at 200. A big round number with OPEX on Friday. Might be a case where you can't quite get that breakout this week. They flush it a little bit, they pop it. They maybe close it around 200 come Friday. Kill all of the 200 calls, 205, 215, and then maybe into next week you're taking that 4 hour squeeze. And ideally with a higher call wall, jumping in, trying to call for a path back towards, maybe that 208, 209 previous highs. So paddle looking pretty sharp on the 4 hour. And then let's go take a look here at crowd. Crowd on the 4 hour, 2 hour in the hourly. And I imagine the call wall for crowd to be 500. And I would imagine correctly. So she trades 492. And then big round number, big sexy target, big psychological level. And the wall of the call at 500. That's a nice 4-hour squeeze. Yeah, that's pretty clean, guys. Now, if you jump in and buy a 500 call for 30 days out, and they pop it, they give you that $7 push. It's not going to be a massive trade. Where I think you may be catching a bigger move, what would be the break in the close above 500? 1 hour squeeze breaks long, 4 hour squeeze breaks long. If they could actually keep it north of 500, uh, could get a little lively here. And we're at the all-time high, right? Yeah. Do I got to jump in and buy that before Powell? I don't have to. Will I keep a very close eye on it for an entry after Powell? I definitely shall. All right, guys, couple more here. Johnny Deere. Now, I haven't found it to be the easiest stock to trade. Um, to use a technical term here, it can be a little bit of a spaz, but nonetheless, nice daily squeeze. Got the white arrow. Yeah, not too much bad I can say about that one. And then last up is hymns. Now we go check the call wall for hymns. It was 60. Then they went and popped it into 65, which felt a little premature. And now they pop it back down to 60, which makes a little bit more sense. All right, so call wall at a buck 60. And they try once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15. They keep on trying to get through. They can't get through. Despite a really nice 2 hour squeeze, a 4 hour squeeze, a daily squeeze. So it gives you a very clear level to break. But that can be the great thing about it. They get it and keep it and close it above 60, which you haven't done on a single candle since the drop. The great pullback of late May. No guarantee, no promise, but a better chance they go and push off a decent move, which can imply buying it right at 60 bucks. Can either A, work beautifully, or B, be a total pain in the ass. And then I think for a good breakout here, a couple things that are missing. Looking at momentum here on your 4 hour chart, it hasn't supported the idea of a breakout since the end of May. You got the entire month of June, good trend, good structure, big 4 hour squeeze. They can't take it and get the job done. Oh boy, here we go. Here comes a breakout, and they try to pop, they try to pop, they try to pop. It's a lot like back here, right? 4 hour squeeze setting up, but that one had momentum above zero. You didn't have the good trend, you didn't have the good structure. If we had to put one above the others, it'd be momentum first. You got crappy trend, you got crappy structure, but the Bulls got momentum. They can take that, kick the push off, then they can work on the other problems. They clean up the trend of the chart, they go clean up the structure. When you have the other two, but you're lacking momentum, it's so tough to trade. The flush will feel bearish, the pop will feel bullish, and then you take a 40,000 foot view of the thing. It's a lot of chop. So I think that could be the kicker for a breakout here. Momentum shift on the 4 hour squeeze. We'll get a big three buy signal. We'll get a white arrow, and then better yet, can they go and do that on your daily squeeze? We don't have any trend issues. 21 EMA trending higher. The other moving averages. We don't have a structure issue. 21 above the 50 stacked EMAs. Domomo. Try to pop, working it back in, right? But they're not breaking the thing down. Squeeze won't break short. The problem can become if you continue to lack momentum, and 5 more days goes by, 10 more days goes by. At some point, you're going to lose your trend and your structure. First, you lose your Momo, then you lose the rest. But all right, guys, few things for the board there: Hims, John Deere, Palantir, JP Morgan, Goldman, Crowd, Palo, and the Alto. Watching the Nvidia, watching the Netflix, and my game plan for the next 3.5 to 4 hours is catch a little bit of sunshine, walk the dog. Then we'll find out what's up here with Morgan. Morgan, who the heck is Morgan? We'll find out what's up with JP Powell, and then take it from there. But if y'all got any questions for me, any chart requests, got you covered. Quick peek here at the futures. Right, really good looking daily chart and the neutral 5 minute, neutral 15, neutral 30, neutral hourly, 2 hour, 4 hour. That excuse me, that's pretty much what we've had for about a couple of weeks here. And as you guys can see, we're not quite taking off and pumping towards the moon. Little grind higher, little pullback, little grind higher, little pullback. Patience, patience. Hey, what's up, Lou? Not yet. I got a few more things I'm trying to work on. And well, yeah, a couple things I'm trying to work on as far as that goes, and then trying to figure out how can I incorporate that into the watch list columns. So I'm thinking something like we'll have a dark green A plus. If it's an A plus squeeze, but not quite at the buy zone, and then we maybe get the bright green A plus if we got to squeeze all the scores, uh, and then price is right near that 21 EMA. So let me try to find an example. And I think we have a launch pad indicator in the simpler pipeline already. So there might be a name change coming my way here. But point being, all right, launch pad to me means squeeze, white arrow, A plus setup. A plus setup meaning squeeze, perfect score of 15. Perfect score of 15 meaning all my trend criteria, structure, momentum. So it's that A plus moment in time with price right where I think is the sweet spot. To me, right around that 1.25 ATR above your 21. If we compare that to say the Microsoft monthly squeeze, is it a great setup? It's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Monthly squeeze, white arrow, the perfect score, structure, momentum, trend. But my launch pad label is gray. So what's missing here is a really good entry. And don't get me wrong, can I buy Microsoft right now and have a really, really great trade? Definitely. But the saying is no crying in baseball. No crying on a pullback to your 21 EMA. So that's a question of, all right, depending on where the current price is. If I jump in and buy Microsoft at 478, based on my time till expiration, the structure of the trade, my position sizing, am I going to wake up and cry tomorrow on a pullback into 400? It's not a spot you ever want to take a big painful loss. Reason being, it's the pullback you should try to buy. Now, they might pull it back to the 21 and break it, turn momentum. It's a different conversation. But let me show you guys Spotify. Well, let me show you my mistake first. So TJ Maxx. So not only does my wife spend a lot of money at TJ Maxx, it shook me out of a really nice swing trade. So I'm getting long, I think, on maybe that candle. Price pull, excuse me, price pulls back to the 21 EMA. Never broke it, never closed below it, never had a momentum shift, never canceled my white arrow. But I'm sitting there looking at a 1 minute time frame, 5 minute, 15 minute. But long story short, I closed my trade. Shook me out like a punk, held their ground, turned the corner, broke out, and off she goes. So that's kind of a golden rule, which I try to abide by. Don't be uncomfortable. Don't get shaken out. Better yet, look to buy more on a pullback to that 21 EMA. So back to Microsoft. Could I buy some up here? Yeah, I definitely could. But I've got to give it enough time, structure the right trade, size it appropriately. So if we do pull back into 450, 425, 430, I'm not in a total panic. Reason being, everything I like about it right now, the white arrow, the squeeze, the structure, it'll all be present until it breaks at 21. Now, Google on the monthly squeeze here, on the other hand, all right, now that launchpad label is green. So that means to me what? I've got my squeeze, got my trigger, and I got it right where I wanted as far as a nice risk reward entry. And I buy the options, of course, so it's not as straightforward as buying the equity. But imagine you buy the shares. If I buy shares of Google at 175, in terms of that monthly squeeze signal, it's invalid back below 160-ish. They break their 21 EMA, they'll cancel the white arrow. I'm going to call it $10 or $20. I buy it at 175. I'm wrong below 155. Now, if the squeeze works, they break out, take out the highs, fires long. Right now, my target sits around 225. It'll be higher by the time the squeeze fires. But point being, that launch pad says, hey, you got the moment in time you're looking for and the spot where you can buy it, risking, in this case, 20 points to maybe catch 50 to 60. And what I love about that is I don't need a 90, 80, even a 70% win rate to be profitable working that kind of risk reward. If I'm wrong, I'm losing one. I'm right, I'm making two, 2.5. Could buy Microsoft. They might pump it from 480 into 515. I can maybe catch the additional, call it $40. Before I get that, I might sit through an $80 pullback in the buy zone. But yeah, gonna keep on plugging away on that one. And then non-emotional trades up, my friend Marvell. Yeah, I think Marvell shook me out last year. Not that I'm keeping track or anything, but nice bottoming formation here. All right, walking it lower, and then momentum shift. 21 back above the 50. No sell signals. So they maybe want to take that and look for a path back towards that 200 SMA. If anything, try to fill that gap around 75-ish. So let's go look at a 4-hour and a 2-hour squeeze. So for the 4-hour chart, you have your falling 200 up here around 74.50. For a path higher, that'll be a big level to break. And then on the dosi dos, do I have my extended hours on? What is this? No, I don't. Well, looking like a nice $4 gap up, which is always a sweet, sweet thing. Hey, what's up, Michael? Melly. Smelly Belly? Yeah, tricky little spot here. Bit of a moving average sandwich. 21 EMA and the 50 SMA. And I really think next couple of weeks here, those would be two big over/under levels. Checking the big three. You're mostly neutral. No buy signals, not many sell signals. So I think if they could get it and keep it back above the 21 EMA, get a 15-minute buy signal printing, 30-minute hourly, then you jump in, call for a path back up towards the highs. On the flip side, they get a couple of closes below the 50 SMA, 30-minute sell signal, hourly sell signal. Then price could begin to break down a little bit more. Then the third alternative is it's in no rush at all to get above that 21 or below the 50. And then that can make buying a put, buying a call, selling puts, can make anything other than an iron condor a little harder than it might have to be. So I would look for buy triggers above 24.80 and sell signals below 23.20-ish. Hey, what's up, Tim? How does Bros look? The Bros. If I were looking to buy it, I'd want one or two closes back above that daily mean. The mean being the 21 EMA. And then above that 21 EMA, can I get a buy trigger? Could be a 30-minute buy signal, the hourly, the 15. Below that, do I want to short it? No, not really. I don't want to short an 8 out of 15. Is this, oh my God, locked and loaded, got to buy it right now? No, it's not that, but 8 is it's a positive score. Where I think an easier short would be the Apple daily squeeze. Negative 13, broken structure, bear momentum. So Bros is a little bit more of a hurry up and wait. And again, for a bullish play, above $70, couple of buy triggers. Then they'll make it easier for you. No, yeah, Roblox is on a tear. Must be JC's kids buying all those. What do they call them? Robux. Yeah, that's a nice move. Somebody's watching it back here saying, I'm going to buy the next pullback to the daily 21 EMA, which is a very sound strategy. And then Roblox says, hold my martini. 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Mama, she's on a tear. All right, guys, and a couple questions here on the YouTubes. Good morning, my man Art. Stephen King. Stephen King back in the building. Sophia. At first glance, I like it. 15 points at a 15. You're above your 21 EMA. Momentum, structure, trend. Daily buy signal, 4-hour buy signal. So you have the June 27th, 16 calls. So that's what? That's next Friday's expiration. I don't think it'll be a Sophie thing or a Palantir thing, a Crowd thing, a Netflix thing. I think we got a 10-day window where it's very much going to be an S&P QQQ thing. Then the individual stocks can follow suit. Get through Pavel, get through the day off, get through ROPEX. If we then got a QQQ pumping towards 540 and change, doesn't guarantee that Palantir breaks out or Crowd, Netflix, any of them. But at that point in time, they got to pop in the market, and then that makes for a great spot to buy these better looking charts. If we're here next Monday and hey, here's QQQ down to 520, 515-ish, then even the best looking setups can get a little gnarly. So do I like Sophie? Yeah, I like it a lot. it has the characteristics of something that could go higher. Mama market willing. 15 points, buy signals. Yeah. It will maybe have a better sense of the path forward. Friday afternoon, maybe towards Friday's close. Hey, what's up there, Shush? Shush looking at RKLB, Rocket Lab. Okay, so Rocket Lab's got a weekly, daily, 2-hour, and an hourly squeeze. I love the weekly. Now, food for thought, it's a brand new weekly squeeze, which might mean it spends another 2, 3, 4 weeks, pop in, dip in, doing the weekly squeeze dance. But no, I like it a lot. Right? Launchpad, white arrow. But now for a big push off that beautiful weekly squeeze, you want to find that moment in time where you have multi-time frame alignment. Or in plain English, a crap load of lower time frame buy signals. So visual example would be the daily squeeze here for crowd. So we came in here, bought it on that candle, caught a gap up, caught the breakout. The foundation of that trade was our daily squeeze. But then notice how my 2-hour chart had a buy trigger, and the 1 hour, and the 30, and the 15, and the 5. That's really good alignment from the ground up. 5-minute chart says, all right, let's go for it. 15-minute chart says, okay, let's go for it. Locked and loaded reporting for the duties. Where Rocket Lab, your daily chart's neutral, 4-hour neutral, neutral from a daily down to the 5. So until that changes, trying to call for timing and direction, again, is going to be a lot harder than I think it should have to be. So I'd be patient. I would mark up my daily 21 EMA. And then my first 15-minute buy signal, 30-minute hourly buy signal above that 21. Yeah. Then you jump in, build into a position, scale in. But yeah, the most important thing here might be that weekly squeeze, which does point towards a path eventually towards 35. But the fact we're only 1 week in, uh, it's compression, but not that full, coiling of the spring just yet. Very solid, though, very solid. The wall of the call. All right, Mr. Splacavelli. I love the YouTube names. All right, Splacavelli, Chevron, and PM. The old Chevron, eh? Big spot here at 150. Let me check the schedule here real quick, guys. Make sure I'm not stepping on anybody's toes here in the showcase room. Mirza or Lorna, anybody coming up after me here in the showcase room? Am I stepping on pause this morning? All right, I think we'll wrap it up here in a few. All right, finish up a few here. So Chevron, yeah, 150 is your level. And I don't think the best looking chart out there, but it can become a much better looking chart above that 200 SMA. So a bit of a make or break level there. And then the Phillip and the Morris. This has had a nice run. Looking like for now, maybe catching its breath. Pulls back a little bit. Neutral 4-hour chart, a few squeezes setting up. For now, you can watch your 4-hour squeeze, but I think it'd be great. Would be a brand new daily squeeze. Would be most sweet. All right, guys, and then hey, what's up, Hedgemate? Awesome seeing you, my friend. And then London. Yeah, let me. I haven't gotten a response on that squeeze class just yet. It's done. I recorded it, did the intro, did all those fun things. But yeah, let me touch bases here with the team again, and then I'll be back on the mic here next Monday. That being said, though, watch my YouTube channel. When the free squeeze class goes live, there will be a link in every video description. But I'll be sure to give you all a heads up first. But all right, my good friends, I'm going to cut you loose here. As always, thank you for hanging out. Much, much, much appreciate your time. And yeah, again, Powell today, market close tomorrow, OPEX on the Friday. And I'm taking an index first focus into all of that. And as we check the QQQ, neutral 4-hour, neutral 2, 130, bear on your 15. Till things change, it's a daily chart I could only buy. But I got to get a little bit more to work with to buy it. So good luck, guys. Thank you again. And I'll talk to you on Monday. Adios. Folks in my